Twilight's New Year Resolution by Fanatic. It was New Year's Eve and nearly all of Ponyville had gathered in the centre of town for a celebration at Pinkie Pie's insistence. Everything had been planned by her, from the coming fireworks all the way down to the streamers, which Mayor had been a little opposed to. Every pony had been invited, and all but the most reclusive and isolated in Ponyville had shown up expecting a signature Pinkie Pie party. As usual, the element of laughter had outdone herself, bringing Ponyville together for as much excitement and cheer as they could muster. While most of those in abundance traded stories from the year and hopes for the one ahead, one purple alicorn was content to simply stare across the party at a certain cyan Pegasus. Though she stood next to her friends Rarity and Fluttershy in order to conceal her actions, her eyes restlessly scanned the Pegasus while her mind ran on overdrive. The young mare was unsure when she had developed feelings for her brash friend, but she was even more unsure of how to confess them. "It just doesn't make sense," Twilight thought to herself. "I'm nothing like her. I can't fly fast, or do tricks, or hold a conversation of flying, the Wonderbolts, or anything else she likes. Why am I so drawn to her?" Twilight's eyes drifted from the object of her affections and torment to her nearby friend Rarity. She recalled her unicorn friend's obsession with romance, as well as all the cliches Rarity had such love for. Maybe opposites really do attract. Twilight had promised herself she would wait a while to tell Rainbow how she felt until she was completely sure she wouldn't make a fool of herself by doing so. But, entranced by the wonderful atmosphere Pinkie had set and feeling lonely from another year gone without a special sun pony, the Princess of Friendship found herself plotting to confess tonight. She was just growing desperate for a clever way to do so when a pink blur suddenly appeared by her side. "Rarity! Fluttershy! Twilight!" Pinkie exclaimed. 10 minutes to midnight, so spill! What are your New Year's resolutions?" "Personally, I want to bake a cake so big that it could be sold as a whole bake sale by itself. Of course, I'd have to make sure it could be sold outside without melting, and it would need to be able to last a few days without getting stale. Otherwise, no pony would buy more than a couple slices. Oh, maybe Discord would help me with his chaosy magic to make a super stale-free, weatherproof ultra cake of ultimate flavour." She finished her speech proudly with an ear-to-ear smile and patiently waited for her friends to respond. First to recover from the unanticipated verbal assault, Rarity tossed her hair and met Pinkie's smile with one of her own. "That sounds wonderful, darling, but perhaps you could let me know in advance when you plan to invite Discord over for baking." Upon Pinkie's questioning look, she quickly backpedaled. So I can attend the sale, of course. Nothing more. As for my resolution, I want to finally expand my customer base past Ponyville and occasionally Canterlot. All of Equestria would benefit from wearing my line. And I want my dresses to be seen everywhere." She turned to her shy Pegasus friend. "That's me. What about you, Fluttershy?"
Well,
The mare in question could scarcely be heard above the constant drone the party created, forcing her friends to lean in to make out what she was saying. "I really want next year to be a little quieter, maybe with fewer dangerous adventures. I mean, only if that would make you girls happy too." She quickly trailed off, hiding behind her long hair once her confidence had petered out. Careless as ever, Pinkie threw her front legs around Rarity and Fluttershy. "I think those both sound great. What's your resolution, Twilight?" Despite knowing her turn to share was approaching, Twilight had no idea what her resolution could be. The only thing she could think about was halfway across the centre of town, chatting with an orange earth pony. "I wonder what her New Year's resolution is." Suddenly, an idea took form in Twilight's mind. Instead of answering her pink friend, the alicorn offered a sly smile. Ask me again after midnight, if you'll excuse me." She began to leave, finishing her sentence as she passed her friend. "I have one more thing to do this year." A short walk away, Rainbow Dash and Applejack were locked in their own conversation about the approaching year. Right in the middle of telling her daring friend what she had planned, the apple farmer noticed Twilight moving towards her. Following Applejack's gaze, Rainbow tensed almost imperceptibly upon seeing the alicorn. Only Applejack noticed, who knew exactly why her daredevil of a friend would grow nervous around Twilight. Smiling happy for her smart, organised friend and knowingly for her athletic, restless one, Applejack greeted Twilight as she was in hearing range. "Howdy, Sugar Cube. Some party, huh?" Once comfortably close to her friends, Twilight answered with equal cheer. "It's fantastic. Pinky always does such a great job." Turning to Rainbow Dash and calming her nerves, Twilight continued, "I'm not interrupting anything, am I?" Caught off guard, Rainbow scrambled to form a response. No. AJ and I were just discussing, the winter and the, fun we had on hearths warming and stuff." Applejack resisted the urge to laugh at Rainbow's flustered change in emotion, sensing that she would be of more use to both her friends somewhere else. She waved at Rarity and behind Twilight. "I think Rarity needs to see me right quick. You two keep talking. I'm sure she'll keep me there for a good while." Receiving a happy nod from the princess and a grateful look from Rainbow, Applejack leapt to join her other friends. Once she was sure Twilight couldn't see, her face morphed into the telling expression that she had just lied. Left alone with Rainbow, Twilight clumsily set her plan in motion. "It really is a nice party. I can't wait for the new year." All Rainbow responded with was a strained smile, immediately killing any confidence Twilight had built up. "Come on, Sparkle, you can do better than that," she thought to herself. Do you have a resolution, Rainbow?" What?" Rainbow asked, clearly confused. Before Twilight could respond, her mind made the connection. "Oh, for the new year, right. Well, I guess..." She frantically looked around the party, almost as if she had an answer she wasn't willing to give. "I think this is the year I finally joined the Wonderbolts. It's been my dream for so long, you know." Twilight nodded in recognition. She was well aware of Rainbow's life goal, and the familiarity of conversation made her think of her relationship with the blue Pegasus in front of her. She had known Rainbow for several years now, but she was largely the same mare Twilight had met before the summer sun celebration. Headstrong, quick to assume and quicker to act, but always there when she was needed most. Skillful and determined, if a little cocky, Twilight could never tire of watching her friend fly her stunt routines. "Well, I told you mine," Rainbow interrupted the alicorn's line of thought. "What's your New Year resolution, Twilight?" "Okay, play this right, just like you planned," Twilight told herself. Well... She giggled shyly, turning away from Rainbow's gaze. "It's sort of embarrassing. There's some pony I know who I really like and I want to have a relationship with. I'm not sure if they have any idea how I feel, but I've admired them for a long time. I haven't had the courage to tell them how I feel, but next year I will." Having cast the bait of her trap, Twilight proudly looked up at Rainbow. To her surprise, she didn't find any embarrassment or confusion on Rainbow's face. Instead, she saw a flicker of pain. "Oh, cool. That's great," Rainbow offered, suddenly more somber in tone. "I'm happy for you, and I hope it works out." She then turned to look out at the party, leaving Twilight in painful silence. Unfortunately, just as the confused princess was about to press the issue, Pinky commanded the attention of every pony at the party. "Hey, every pony!" she yelled from the edge of the crowd. 1 minute to midnight!" Get ready for the fireworks! Followed by cheers, the party mare quickly ran out of sight. The fireworks should be great this year, Rainbow said, her voice still lacking emotion. Pinky told me she saved up for 3 months just to buy everything the party store had to offer. She made a pathetic attempt at a laugh. Happy New Year, Twilight. Twilight certainly didn't feel happy. She was busy wondering what she had said to make Rainbow so sad. All I wanted was for her to start wondering who I was going to ask out. Unless, she gasped. Does Rainbow like me too? Oh, Celestia! And I just told her I like Subpony. She must be heartbroken. Twilight was prepared to drop her charade entirely when another of Rarity's cliches crossed her mind. Confident that she could fix her mistake and win Rainbow over at the same time, she patiently awaited Pinky's fireworks.
10, 9, 8, 7.
All around Twilight and Rainbow, ponies began counting down to the beginning of another year with more adventures and challenges to be had, as well as more friends to be made. To Twilight, the new year suddenly couldn't come fast enough. When the fireworks finally started, they were colourful, bright and loud, every bit as much as Ponyville itself. In a moment of bravery, Twilight grabbed Rainbow's face with both hooves and turned her friend's head to face her. Somewhat roughly, she pressed their lips together and closed her eyes. Both ponies were tense and awkward, yet neither wanted to pull away. Their kiss was sloppy, dry, more perfect than anything either could have wished for. The festive fireworks went on well after the kiss had ended and lasted even longer in the minds of the bewildered mares after they had faded away. Breaking the silence between them, Twilight smiled and laughed at Rainbow's expression of pure shock. Happy New Year, Rainbow! Will you go on a date with me? Confused, blushing, and more happy than she could ever remember feeling, Rainbow responded in the most sophisticated way she could. Sure.